Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to a React Daily of Zero. Tonight, episode 11 of season 3. You know how it goes. So, basically, comments, break time, episode. That's the scheme. Boom. Comments. I barely got any to really look at. First important, Otto. Otto in the book. Otto in the Tome of Wisdom's burnt shards. The important thing is, and this is something he mentioned earlier. I remember him having this conversation, but I didn't really remember what exactly he had said. What he wants to do is look into the book to figure out what schemes Roswell has in the future that aren't yet to come, because, you know, it kind of is the Tome of Wisdom, so that would be really helpful for that, so he can figure out if he can trust Roswell. That makes a lot of sense. What we know from last episode is that he wants to fix it, read the book, burn the book, which, like, I guess makes sense. It's one of those things that, like, depending on what he sees in it, what if it's kind of like, what if it's a juicy future? You know, what if he's like, dang, this is kind of good to maybe keep around, you know? I wonder if that's ever like a thing, or the thing I was talking about last episode, where what if he like recreates it and then he self-fulfills a prophecy and then it gets into somebody else's hands, right? So, like, because we know the witch cult wants it right now, so it's kind of risky that it's even being like, that's even being a thing, you know? He's even recreating it at all, right? Other stuff. Rem has both her name and memory stolen. Well, okay, so this thing, yes, as previously confirmed, Rem had both her name and memory stolen because only with both being gone does one go potato mode. That's kind of like I guess, but like potato mode, I wonder like, well, because Krush, right? Krush had her memory stolen. She obviously didn't have her name stolen. So you could say like, oh, that means she's good or whatever. But like, having your name stolen, I kind of, it's more than just the name. It's like everyone else's memory of you, you know? So it's kind of interesting. Like, I almost wonder if there's 3 things going on instead of 2. Because the way this is being outlined is you have your name stolen, which is everyone else's memory of you, right? That's one thing. You have your memory stolen, that's your own memories. That's what happened to Krush. That's 2 things. But do those combined really like make someone inert, or is that like a 3rd thing that can be done? Because I kind of think that it would have to be a 3rd thing. Because like, what does it matter if like I guess we don't have any examples of anybody else who like has their own memories of themselves but like has their name stolen, or like eaten, right? And so it's kind of hard to say. But like, I wonder if like I can imagine somebody that has both things. Like, imagine Krush, right? Krush, she doesn't know who she is, and then imagine her name is also eaten, so that means nobody else knows who she is. I mean, hypothetically, she could still be walking around. It's just she wouldn't know who she is, and nobody else would know who she is, right? So I kind of wonder if there's a 3rd thing going on that makes someone actually a nerd. Because it would be kind of cool to have somebody wandering around that, like, literally, like what if Subaru met some dude and was like, oh, hey, I know you, and that guy doesn't know himself, and nobody knows who that is, right? That could be, like, a cool thing. So I wonder if that would be a possibility with the way, like, the abilities kind of, like, pan out. This is a cool thing. I'm not going to read it all. Like, I already read it myself. It's just like the, like, there was a focus on Subaru saying, like, the star, or, like, knowing the name of the star, Regulus, that, like, got brought up. And this is kind of a description of that. Basically, Hercules, Neiman Lion, Neiman Invincible, Hostages' Wives, basically Pog. Also, Gunnar tax for good animation. That's fair. That's fair. True. That's kind of, bro. Maybe I'm tired of the goon. Is that just me, chat? I don't know. The Gunnar tax, I want to revolt against the Gunnar tax, but sadly the Gunnar tax is real, so it's hard to revolt against. This is break time 10, and then we're going to jump into episode 11. This is also, look at the thumbnail for this. All right, boom, if it's not up, look at this. The first thing, this is already the most plot relevant thing. Like, I haven't even seen this, but it's about to be plot relevant. Or at least it's about to be serious relevant. And, like, you know, serious is kind of my girl. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things I was talking about last episode. Let's just jump into the episode. Break time 10 in 3, 2, 1, bang. You don't gotta cut away like that, though, personally. Oh, are these maybe like the mirrors they talk through, kind of? This is so mean. Be nice to her, bro. She's mourning. She's so sad. Hey, thank you, yeah, thank you, Gluttony, for actually being nice. What about that other mirror? Open that mirror. I'm kind of relieved that he's gone. Jeez. Capella, shut up. Capella, shut up. Okay, so there's at least 5 mirrors. That's kind of interesting. 6 if we include the one that she's like tuning in through, maybe. I hate having to actually take this, like, I'm actually like paying attention to try to figure shit out, and it's all cartoony break time, bro. Yo, Regulus, can you shut up? Is that's just been him yapping at the top? Okay, sorry. I'm getting overwhelmed. There was a moment there were 3 different subtitles on the screen. By crying so much, you've taken away everyone else's right to be sad? Yeah? That's what I'm saying, dude. A mirror call? Bro, if this wasn't a Zoom call, I would beat your ass. That's what he's saying. Alright. Turns out you can beat someone's ass while it's a Zoom call. Hey, Glenny was nice to you. You don't gotta break that mirror. That's just rude. You once lifted me up from hell, I will bring you back. Dude, this would have been a sick-ass scene to see, bro. Why does it have to be a breakdown? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let me, okay, so that was, I don't think there was anything too, like, new there. It was just kind of like just characterization for everybody. So that's cool. I mean, no one mourns for your death. Why, just why? I'm the only one who understands you. You worked and sacrificed so much for me. This is all serious. So, you know, just that codependent tendency and obsession. I kind of want to skim what Regulus is saying. It's not that I don't understand how you're feeling. If anything, I'm kind of relieved that he's gone. Even that deluded fool deserves at least that much. Or, well, it's kind of skipping around. I guess it's alright for at least one person to mourn his death. He deserves that. Okay, wait, well, let me look at the subtitle browser. Is this gonna... Oh my goodness, it's a mess. It's all mixed into one. Okay. He's just yapping, dude. Crying and wailing in public might make you feel better, but for the rest of us, it's just a huge nuisance. You know how when someone else starts getting all emotional and suddenly your emotions just fade away? Don't you think of that by crying? Okay, he's basically saying, you're putting on such a show of emotion that you're taking away our right to, like, mourn or, like, give a fuck. Like, you've got in the way of our emotional happenings because of how over-emotional you're being, which low-key is actually kind of true. Like, if somebody's completely falling apart in front of you, you kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's like an obligation to not also, like, obligation's too strong of a word. At least, like, whenever there's somebody falling apart in front of me, I always feel like I gotta lock in to, like, help them out, you know? It's like, I can't also be falling apart. We gotta have somebody that's, like, not losing their mind right now. We gotta have somebody that's locked in. So if somebody's, like, sobbing in front of you, you have kind of, that person has, if you really want to be egotistical or like narcissistic, taken away your right to be sad because now, okay, Regulus, maybe a good point, maybe a rare good point for Regulus. I don't hate that, right? Because if somebody's freaking out in front of you, you don't really have a, you know, your obligation to be there for them might supersede your right to be which then means that they've taken away your right to be sad. I can understand, like, an argument there. I don't hate that, Regulus. And then Capella's literally just, like, trolling. I don't even need to talk about her, bro. Get out of here, Capella. But yeah, 5 mirrors is interesting. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to read into that or not. I kind of want to, but it's kind of hard to, like, trust that I should, I guess. But there definitely could be 2 more Sin archbishops, or at least high-ranking witch cult members, or something of similar significance, that also could, like, tap into this network, right? And these 4 were the 4 that were sent in. That would make enough sense, you know? So, I don't know. What could be said there? Anyways, let's just jump into episode 10, why don't we? Doesn't that sound a delightful option here? Okay, I got really confused. I opened up the wrong thing, and it was just the same thing again. So I was about to say, what do you mean, episode 11. There we go. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, episode 11. Subtitles are on. Feeling good, feeling great on the interstate. Let's get this going in. A 3, a 2, a 1. Bam. Where are we? Is this a flashback? Liliana flashback? Donk! Sorry, that was way too loud for me for the start of the episode for me to do that. All right. Who is this lady? Is this her mom? The problem, I was about to say that like her mom's cute, but like you know they smell so bad. I don't know, like they just give hipster energy, you know. Yo, Liliana with the what are those called? Macaronas? I forget what they're called. Macarena. Macarena? Wait. The shaky things. She stopped shaking. Hey, come on, get back going in there. She sucks. Just like that. Okay, that's a line that homeboy would say. I forget his name. Garfield. What? Let her practice, bro. I like this background music. I want to go to the big city one day. I'll perform in the biggest city around. That's what she's saying right now. That's her next line. Okay, she's saying something else. Sorry, my fault. What has he got that like rope for? Yo, bro, that's clean water, bro. Quit yapping. I call it. I'm gonna sing in the city one day. I'll call my own shots. The showrunners can't stop me. I will become the minstrel king, the pirate king. The one note. Oh my goodness, it's peak fiction. Tricked you. It's One Piece. Okay. That's probably the entire backstory we're getting, right? I have a feeling that we're gonna we're gonna like come out of the OP and it's just gonna be her like on fire. Well, not literally, but like, you know, she's gotta go strum to the masses that gathered that Priscilla put the firewall up. Which is their purpose for being here. Remember, they're trying to help the people. I think I said something last time like Priscilla don't give a fuck about the people. I mean, that is what they're here to do. But also, like, to be fair, Priscilla did put up a flame wall to a bunch of people that were like mind controlled. I personally had the feeling they were gonna like willing to throw themselves in the fire. Like, I don't think we had a guarantee. Like, that wasn't necessarily looking out for their safety the most. I'm just saying, right? Like, if a bunch of people are enchanted and they're like gonna come get me putting a firewall in front of them is not gonna like help them that much. Like that's kind of putting them in more danger. Because what if they want to like get in there, like get past it, the firewall, and hurt me? Like, they're just gonna walk through the fire, you know? Anyways. Have there always been the OP in the lyrics for these subs? I don't think so. That's kind of lit. I might look at this again. Because I have looked at the lyrics, right? But, like, it's always fun to see a different translation. I don't know. We'll see if I want to do that later. I like the little background effect on the subtitles. Yeah, we're just picking up right in here. That's kind of what I expected. Oh yeah, remember Priscilla got all that stuff about like, Sirius was saying all that, was speaking. Ooh, the claw on the ground, that's cool. She was speaking shit. Oh. Maybe she has like 3 lives or something. Interesting. Oh no, what if she gets hit and Liliana explodes? That'd be cool. She's commodified the things. She's commodified everything. Okay, animation. What a crazy line for her to say. What a crazy line. She sort of says she hates it. Crazy. Speak your shit. That's not how love works. Dumbass. Oh, they fell back into it. Okay. Okay. Liliana almost just died. That's okay. Ooh. You just did. Goofy ah. Ow, the sound of her teeth. I received from him. Oh, he might have just had that. Imagine. I've had 8 husbands. 8? That's funny of her. I think that's true. I would believe that. Bro, Loki. Oh, it was scary. Liliana. What if all her clothes start to explode? Just kidding. What if Liliana gets to like a broadcast, the broadcast station? I mean, we're kind of far. I don't know where that is right now, but like that would kind of be OP, no? Get her music to broadcast through the full town, break everyone out of shit. Maybe that's what we're trying to do. Where exactly are we? Okay. What are their schemes? She said pioneer in English. Oh, yeah. I think this is the middle tower. I think that's what we're trying to do anyways. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the scheme. That's definitely the scheme. Because I kind of thought she was gonna perform to the people there. Well, I thought no, it's not gonna burn you. It's okay. Right? Right. Homegirl just said that it would only burn what she decreed. It's not gonna burn Liliana, right, guys? Yo, stop. Okay, sorry. I was about to say, stop yapping while you're running. You're gonna run out of air. You're gonna get a cramp. No, she's locked in. Trust. Oh no, she's just trying to get up top for a better vantage point. Okay. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna cramp. I just said you're gonna. Oh no, you're gonna cram all your passion. Okay, sorry. I thought she was like, I'm gonna cramp. That would have been so funny. No, she just needed that bird's eye view to get everybody. Okay, drop the music vid. As the sky overtakes the dawn. Oh, did she run off on her own? Oh my gosh, don't eat those. You're gonna trip. Stop eating mushrooms. I think she ran off on her own because she wanted to go become the minstrel king. That's kind of a crazy decision to do. Being like, nah, F my family and them studying, like performing in their village. I'm gonna go perform in the city and just running off. Hey, but she got her first coin. Yo, what is going on? What? Okay. She got them appas. Oh, they had another kid. Oh no, the bag on the head. No, no. She's so ashamed. Not the bag on the head, Tech. Her running from the mob beast or something. I think it's that still. Oh, drink the puddle, regain your strength. Yes. Oh, Flugel's a hero? Flugel's known as a hero? That's new. I didn't know he was known as a hero. That's really interesting. Hmm. Is that the name of the song's like Sky in the Dawn or something, right? And this is the dawn. She's gonna perform this song. Yo, they hate her. Yo, that guy She hasn't even sung a single note and that guy was mean mugging her. No wonder, bro. Seeing that shit in the present. Yeah, drop that MV, bro. Yeah, look at her down there. Oh! Liliana, hurry! Priscilla's going crazy. No, this is some bardic inspiration ass. Ooh, the sound effect of the chain is so good. Mmm. Mmm. Some of them paying attention, some of them looking. That guy's pogging his pants off. Mmm. Okay. Oh, she's inspired by him. Because he does want it to, the voice to reach everyone. So that's sweet. It still works. Oh, yeah, does she have like a divine blessing or something? Is that what that is? Or maybe it's just the inspiration of the music. Yeah, the glow. Ooh, oh wait, good line. Oh, that's actually such a good line. That's so freaking true. Okay, I don't know about this. Yeah, I really like that line though. And like a fool and a simpleton are close but different. That's a great line. I really like that actually. Ah! Oh, she has more chains inside her. Oh, catch her! Oh shit, the music's still going though. Even as she's falling. You know what I mean? Oh! Oh! Okay, it literally, like... That's actually crazy, dude. It was actually a death shot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying! Even when it's falling, she's going crazy up there! She take that shit, bro. Aww. That's a, aww, it's a thematic argument too. Because that's what she's doing with Liliana, right? Her and Liliana are very different. But she really appreciates her for her like own unique traits and like shit, right? Because she's not going to call herself a simpleton. Oh! I didn't know she could summon a hostage. Nice. Oh no, is Siri's dead? I mean, I guess it's good, but like... Ooh, same with her fire. Mmm. Oh, is she actually dead though? Mmm. I wonder if that counts as her being dead or not. Wait, did the sunlight fades? Wait, was it kind of like because has it been nighttime for a while? Because in that case, Liliana would have like been the sun for her sword, you know? Because that's what her song was about. It was about like the sun and like the dawn. And so if it would be cool if her song like literally empowered the sword as if it were the sun. That'd be cute. Yeah, good shit, Liliana. I like that. That was a good move. That was cute. I like that. No, you're not dead. Somebody. Hey, Gear Talking, get in there! I didn't know you were still alive, bro. I thought you were gone. I didn't know where you've been. He came out of nowhere. I heard your song! Your song! I found you! Later. That's so funny. Aww. Oh, she got her own episode. Wait, that episode was kind of good, though. Okay, there is an ED. There is a post-credit. Post-credit scene. Don't leave yet. Post-credit scene. Oh, I kind of like that. That was really sweet. That was, like, surprising. Bro, for it being a Liliana episode, that was actually pretty good. Because Liliana's kind of a bro moment, like a little bit of a bro moment of a character, but it actually totally works. It actually totally worked. I liked it. Especially, like, bro, the line of, like, simpleton versus fool, that went hard. Okay, they're like, why are the lyrics, like, flicking at me? Yo, calm down, lyrics. Calm down, lyrics. That actually went hard. Because, like, oh, man, simpleton versus fool, right? Like, having simple desires isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think people equate complexity with, like, value a lot of the time. Because it's, like, depth, right? People think that, like, depth is, like, inherently valuable. Because, like, oh, you get deeper into knowledge, you get deeper into something, right? This person's got so much going on. But, like, I don't know. I've met people that are kind of remarkably simple in, like, the things they want and the things they're trying to do. And, oh, my goodness, that can be refreshing. That can be so nice, right? Because so many people are, like, covered in, like, ulterior motives and complexities and baggage, right? And there's nothing, like, inherently wrong with those things. But meeting somebody that doesn't have those things, that they're, like Liliana, it's just like, bro, I'm trying to sing and shit. You know, I'm trying to inspire people with song. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying. It's not like 10 reasons deep. It's just, this is how I feel and this is what I want to do. That is really, like, refreshing and I think really valuable. That's really crazy. Why is that true? So, like, lore-wise, why are the star names in Earth connected to? Is it, I don't know, is it, can I blame one of the other isekai people? Or is it just something else? Okay. Oh, so he couldn't drown. But, like, how do we beat that? I don't know how to beat that. That also, I don't know if that explains how strong he is, right? Because stopping time, when he stops time and kicks something, does it like do something? And yeah, I guess maybe freeing all the wives. Yeah, because maybe his ability to stop time is based on the relationship with the wives. That's something I was talking about yesterday or last episode. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. So, like, if he lost his wives, he would get less strong or something. Yeah, okay, sure, Subaru. Subaru, stop trying to, like, take over the episode, okay? This was a Liliana episode. This was not a Subaru episode, so get your booty out of the episode, okay? It's kind of funny. It literally was finally, because I feel like in the other episodes for, like, this core, it's been a lot of, like, yeah, okay, so it was nighttime. It's been a lot of, like, jumping between things, and so it was nice to have an episode that was like, we are fully devoted to one conflict. This is the Liliana Priscilla serious conflict. So I appreciated that, first to say. Yeah, and, like, okay, so it was nighttime when they were fighting. And then what did Priscilla say about her sword? Didn't she say, like, now, yeah, right here, the sunlight fades, so the sun is in the shadow. And then the sword, like, loses its glow, so I guess it gets less strong. Count yourself lucky, you bore. Or maybe, or maybe the sunlight is, like, the fire that she's, like, conjured. I like to think what I said, which is that it was Liliana who singing about the sun and the light, right? Because that was, you know, the morning comes, the sky overtakes the morning's gold crimson glow. The true morning finally arrives. You know, it's about the dawn, and then not only the dawn, but the dawn being replaced by the day. So that's even, like, more sunlight than, like, the dawn, you know? It's the full day. And so I like that idea there. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we pretty much have to do so. What if you just kill all the wives? I mean, we shouldn't do that, but like that'd be kind of cool, no? Low key, it would work. All right, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Anyways, Liliana episode, good episode. Um, as I said, I like how they focused on like the one actual thing. I'm also always a hoe for like somebody like being alone after getting chased by a wolf, having to drink from a little puddle. This is the most like humbling thing, right? I feel like maybe there's even something to be said about her being like, I'm not a hero like Flugal, right? Which, by the way, my notes for Flugal is literally just connected to Beetlejuice Sloth Box at Isekai guy question mark, right? Because there's Flugel, Al, and Hoshin. Those are the three Isekai people other than Subaru that we know of. Um, I don't know exactly how he's connected to Beetlejuice's Sloth Box. I just have that written down. So I maybe like I think did Beetlejuice say that he got it from Flugel or something like that? Because if that's the case, sorry, Liliana, I have to talk about some else for a second. If that's the case, then Flugel, because two things. Sirius said that she was given wrath by her husband, right? That could make sense. Maybe Beetlejuice had access to an because he had Sloth boxed up. Maybe he also had Wrath boxed up somewhere, and then gave it to her to revive her. Because remember, we think that she's the Beetlejuice's like love interest when they were still alive. I forget her name, but yeah. Remember in the Amelia flashback, all that nonsense, right? So it could make sense that he had access to that. So I think that all tracks enough. But if Flugel also was connected to the Beetlejuice Sloth Box, maybe he was also connected to Wrath. And hell, maybe he was connected to everything. And the reason that the reason that the names of all the authorities are connected to the origins of Earth stars, what if it is that Flugel created the authorities? Or something like that. Or if nothing else, named the authorities, or shaped the authorities. Something along those lines. Because why else? Like, that's at least a somewhat feasible explanation for why the authorities are connected to the origins of star names, right? Because we have to say either the information came from Earth or those stars in and of itself, like, create similar stories or something like that, right? That like both the realms of Earth and wherever we call the place we're at, ReZero world, are gaining have similar stories about the stars because of some like lore shit or something. Or I think it would be more Occam's razor, more simple to just say that Flugel or somebody else that was from Earth named the authorities or created them in some way, right? Because I mean that would make sense, no? He's already connected to at least the Sloth Box, apparently, in some form. So perhaps he's connected to all of them, But then we have to ask, like, why? Why? He's also apparently, Liliana called him the hero. Liliana called him a hero. Maybe he boxed them all away, right? Maybe they were, but that'd be a little different. And then he named them. He was like, "Oh wow, these guys are really similar to the other stuff. We're gonna call this Invisible Hand. We're gonna call this, I don't know." I'm kind of and then Beetlejuice's name comes from. Well, I guess I would actually. What are the? Wait, let me read this again. All of you sin. Okay, so it's not even it's the Sin Archbishops that have the names, not even the abilities. Oh, that's even weirder, bro. All the Sin Archbishops have the same names as the stars in my world. Because now you would have to, if you want to go with the same theory, you'd have to say that Flugel, like, named each of the Sin Archbishops. Or maybe the Sin Archbishops named themselves after the ability. So maybe Regulus's name wasn't Regulus until he took on the ability. And then he named himself Regulus as part of, like, becoming one with the Sin. And then when we do all that, Flugel could still be attached because he would be the one that would actually know what people should make their name into, right? Yeah, so, I don't know. I could see a world where Flugel is this mythical hero that was isekai'd here however long ago and somehow has a connection to the Sin Archbishops or at least the abilities. and maybe he saved the world from them and boxed them away, and then gave them out to a bunch of people to like protect them, a la like the Rings of Power or something. Or maybe he shaped something and made something and then said, oh, like if shit gets really bad, like you can use this ability or, you know, something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, this is one of those things that like, I need Subaru to ask the world. I need Subaru to learn stuff so that I can learn stuff, all right? The most important thing isn't training whip skills for a year. The most important thing is learning what the hell is going on, okay? This is the same thing. This is the same thing I have in like every isekai story, bro. Where it's like, bro, we need to know what Satela is and wants. So we need to figure out the myths and the lore. And once we do that, we can get, or like, other people were isekai'd here. We need to figure out, because we know with Al, right? Aren't we putting that, like, he's put that together now, right? Or like Flugel's tree was like in Japanese or something. Or something. Hoshin, this entire city has like architecture that's very similar to like Japan. I think those were like the points, right? So like Super has enough context clues to be like, yeah, isekai people, like this is a thing. We gotta figure out every person in history. We gotta figure out how, like, do any of them know why they were isekai here? Right, get into the deep lore, bro. Where the library's at? Get me up in there. It's not like we have the time. We can't just like free ball and just do whatever we want. Well, except we do have the time, because he could always read a bunch of books and then kill himself, and then read more books and then kill himself. Because he can, you know, he has infinite time if he really wants it. It's just, that's not a good mentality to live, is like the kind of the point. But it's just, it's one of those things where like, yeah, I don't, fuck the whip, okay? Maybe I just am hating on the whip. Maybe it's a me problem for hating on his whip. But we gotta learn the lore. It's stuff like that where it's like, okay, this point of the authorities' naming convention, this has to have a reason behind it. That reason could very well be a massive clue to figure out why you came to this world. Maybe there's a world you could go back, right? I don't know. We need to learn the process of these things, you know? Because you aren't just summoned here for no reason. Obviously, and well, you know this firsthand, because Satela brought you here to fucking lick your heart and shit, right? So, you know. So, you know, that's what's really important here. And that's what's always really important. So that always needs to be like the priority, at least in my mind, right? And when you have an ability like Subaru's, which again, I'll say this once, I'll say this again, Subaru, I would say, is the strongest character in the show. Okay? That's crazy, I know, but he's got to be the strongest character in the show, because he can just be, like, the only possible counter to that is wherever he, like, if somebody gave him his ability, which did Satela give it? Oh my goodness. This show has so much freaking lore. I get so lost in it sometimes, bro. Did Satela literally get, where did he, is it arguable whether because he could have gotten it from Satela, maybe, or do we even know that? What do we even know? Oh my god, I have to take better notes. Anyways, point being though, whoever gave it to him, and not Regulus, and how am I forgetting Reinhard's name? And Reinhard would be like the only people comparable. Yeah, I don't need to. I've power scout things before. I don't need to go into it again. Sorry, Liliana. This is supposed to be your episode. I literally said that 5 seconds ago, and then I got interrupted by thinking about Subaru and the lore. Okay, that's just how this show works, bro. Yeah. Good thing again is I like how they have like the thematic argument about love mixed in with the actual fight. Which was kind of right here, I think. Oh my god. She's really going crazy up there. Crazy. Also, I don't think Sirius is dead yet. I mean, she took a couple big hits and then got thrown in a lake, and then her body's just gonna drift away. She'll be okay. Trust. To understand, so the two sides, to understand each other and become as one is what people want. Which is interesting. I mean, I can understand that. That's not even like a new concept. Who was the guy that wrote that thing in the, it was, oh my goodness, am I about to try to find it? It was Plato's Symposium. And then, let me write speakers. One of the speakers in Plato's Symposium wrote something very similar to this. Aristophanes, I think? I think it was Aristophanes one. I think it was Aristophanes. So the point I'm going to make really, really quickly, Plato's Phaedrus is a philosophical text, right? And it has like a couple different like speakers, and they're talking about like love. And I think you can fact check me if you really want to. I think it was Aristophanes who his speaking thing, like the story or the play or what? No, it wasn't a play. The monologue he gave, the story he spoke, was basically that like in the beginning, all people were these like four-armed, four-legged, two-headed like orb things that like rolled around or whatever, and then Zeus and the other gods, I think it was Zeus, got like mad at them for whatever reason and grabbed them and split them in half, and then that's where the modern human comes from. So they split the four-armed, four-legged, two-headed being into the human, which is one-headed, two-armed, two legs, and then that's where like man and woman comes from, is like the splitting of the parts, right? And then you can kind of, I don't remember if Aristophanes made this connection or if this was just like an interpretation. But then like sex is kind of the closest way to like be back together, because that's like the closest thing to like becoming one again. Because in the moment of that, I think that's how I don't know if that's, I think that's how I interpreted it. I don't know if he said this, but in the moment of sex, you're basically back to being like your one being again, right? No, I think the Aristophanes connection was more about like soulmates almost, where it's like, oh yeah, because I think Zeus was jealous of like love or something, and so he split people in half and then threw them out in the world, so they would always be looking for their other half, right? And so they're always trying to become whole again, because they are fundamentally in their being split from their true self, which is the conjoining of what is now two different people, right? And so that's always, to me, been a very kind of like lovely little like story, metaphor, or whatever for love, right? Or like the soulmate idea. And then I think I liked to apply that to like sex as kind of like a way of how like important that is in love, right? Whatever. Point being though, that this idea of like becoming one is something that like is super interesting and is not like something she's just fucking coming up with out of nowhere, right? Like this is what people have kind of believed for a long time. So it's like, it's an interesting argument to bring up from Sirius. To understand each other and become one is what people want. Love means becoming one. And it's like, I don't even necessarily disagree. I don't want to spoil, but like one of the other animes I've watched on this channel, right? You should be able to make the connection yourself if you know all the stuff I've watched. Go check out, hey, while you're down there, maybe check Pink Cube, go to the playlist button. You can see all the different shows right there. That's like the easiest way to check it out. Just a little self-plug if you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about there. I don't want to spoil, though, because it's kind of too important for me to spoil. But then, what's your counter-argument here, Priscilla? Love is tolerantly accepting another despite your differences. So yeah, that's a really interesting, because it's like fire versus non-fire. And even their abilities mirror this, right? Priscilla's fire is tolerant, where Sirius's fire is all-consuming. Sirius burns everything, tearing down everything. She's even burning, like, herself, arguably, with, like, chains coming out of her. She's even, like, hurting herself doing this, right? And her fire consumes everything, which then brings everything into one state, together, fire. Priscilla, on the other hand, her fire, she chooses what to burn. Her sword, she chooses what to cut, right? Only cuts what she wants to cut. And then, like, you know, the example of that is Liliana running up the stairs and, like, well, she was still saying it's hot, but I think in a sense, or like, Priscilla gave her an avenue to run up. She chose not to burn down the staircase so that Liliana could do her thing, right? So she has, literally in the way her fiery ability manifests, tolerantly accepted Liliana, right? So that's really cool, and that's one of my favorite things about the show, bro, is that it's really good at connecting themes with like what's actually kind of mechanically happening, you know? And Capella is another great example. We've talked about Capella before, and like her like perversion of things is like important to her, right? And so yeah, I really like that point. On the question, is this what love is? Is love tolerantly accepting another despite your differences, or is love becoming one? Or because you know, theoretically both could be true, that you accept another despite your differences, but then well, they do oppose, because accepting another despite your differences accepts the differences, and if you're different, you're not one. You know? Is there another line here from Priscilla? Let's see. Everyone facing the same direction, thinking the same things, being one, she says, is like cringe. And feeling the same way is revolting. Yeah. It's over. It's over! Yeah. So, wow. Yeah, it's an interesting back and forth. I'm kind of... which one is love? Is it becoming one, or is it like accepting another and loving your differences? because it's almost like an opposites attract thing. It's like, what do you do when the opposites attract, right? When the opposites attract, are you like, wow, I love how different you are from me? Or do your opposites then come together and like mix each other out, and now you're one thing that like has like, you know, like the negative and positive have equated you back down to zero or something, right? Yeah. I think what I would say is, it's funny. I think like my romantic or ideal conception of love is a lot closer to serious, but my realistic and lived experience of love is a lot closer to Priscilla, right? Because I think the romantic in me thinks that I would love to find somebody that thinks that their mind clicks in the same way I do, and I can see myself in them and they can see themselves in me, and then we can like be together in that way, and like, you know, like there's a level of harmony that I think I would be like searching for in a romantic way. But ironically enough, harmony also comes from like dissonance, right? Like two different notes have harmony together, right? In the same way that one note have harmony with itself, or can a harmony only come about when it's two different notes, right? So that would lean, that even funnily enough kind of already has spun over to Priscilla's direction again, with just the idea of like that, or like the idea of harmony, you know? Yeah. But I think more realistically, and like the way I've actually experienced love is differences, right? Like I've loved somebody because of their unique perspective, of the way that they make me think in ways I don't normally think of, that they experience things in ways that I don't, and that lets me like either vicariously experience things in a different way, or better understand myself through understanding like things from a perspective I never would have guessed, right? And I'm sure that's easy to apply to like your own life, right? I mean, think about all the people you've met that are so very different than you, and like surely you love a few of those people, right? Like I imagine you've loved somebody in your life, romantically, platonically, whatever, and I imagine that they are not exactly the same as you, right? And so do you love them because of the way you're similar, or do you love them because of the way you're different, right? Or do you love them both, you know? And I think if you say both or different, you have to be on Priscilla's side, because Sirius doesn't want any differences. She wants to become one, right? And so she doesn't love the way you're similar and different. She wants everyone to become similar and everyone to become together in that way, right? I do think though that, yeah, I would say Priscilla. I would give it to Priscilla on the argument, you know. But the like idealistic romantic in me, like if it were possible to join your soul into one, I might join my soul into one, you know? But actually in this world that we live in, that's just not the case, you know? And so maybe I'm only on Priscilla's side because I kind of realistically have no other option, you know? Because man, the concept of like truly losing yourself in like a partnership with somebody else and becoming one, I've always found that kind of romantic and sweet. I don't have that much of a like, ironically, I don't think I have that much of a fixation on my own ego, so I'm willing to kind of give that up to be part of something like more together, more greater, etc. However, that's not the world we live in, all right? And maybe that's not the world ReZero lives in either, because look at the way that Sirius is actually affecting people. That's what Liliana, or maybe Priscilla, that's what one of them said, is like, do you really think these people look like they're happy and together and one? I mean, look at them, they're mindless zombies. This guy got no thoughts going on, right? And so you could very well say that, like, yeah, that's not even possible in their world either. And what Sirius is doing is she's searching and she's desperately trying to create this ideal that she has that is inspired, of course, by, you know, Betelgeuse and her relationship and how she feels love. And she's desperately trying to make that into reality. But look at what it's done, right? These people, do they love each other? Do they love at all? Are they even feeling, like, what are they actually feeling? They look like they're completely separate from everything, you know? Yeah. So that's, I don't know, that's really quite interesting. Another fun comparison or parallel you could make between Priscilla and Sirius would be that both, the damage, whenever they take damage, it goes to something else. So with Sirius, she takes damage, and we saw this with her fighting Subaru, right? She takes damage and then everyone takes damage. So, or was it her? Yeah, it was her taking damage specifically because, well, it was anyone taking damage that was connected because freaking Reinhard cut her in half, and then everyone got cut in half. And then, but then also whenever the kid fell and got his head squished, everybody fell and got their head squished, so to say. So, but the point I'm trying to make, the parallel that I'm trying to establish is that she has an ability that extends pain to everyone. And well, what is one of Priscilla's abilities? Whenever she's taking damage, it goes to the things she values instead. Which is it's kind of, that's a little icky. It's kind of almost funny to me that Priscilla, out of everyone, oh yeah, here's where it's happening, right? Her hairband breaking, bing. Which, by the way, that's a move. All right, love the hair coming undone. We love mid-fight costume changes. It is kind of ironic to have Priscilla, out of everyone, taking like a moral high ground in an argument, or at least because I would agree with her and the position she has on love, and so it's fitting that she wins the fight because I think she also wins the argument. But it's kind of funny that she does it because I don't like the things that are valuable to her are being used in exchange for her life. It's like, I wonder how far that can extend. I don't know. I don't trust her ass, okay? I'm just putting it that way. And I think the ability to have things of high commodity take damage instead of you, that's like very, like, is it because she thinks it's pretty, or is it because it has like value to her? Is it because it's sentimental? I'm very curious about that ability of hers, because if it's like economic or like, you know, commercialized almost, or like commodified, then that's very like, I don't know. I don't want to quite say capitalistic, but I don't know, something. That ability I think could be used in a very scary way depending on how it works. So I'm a bit hesitant. And we've seen her be kind of sadistic and mean before. Subaru licking her feet. Wish it was me. Pause. But so it's not, her taking the moral high ground is kind of ironic by itself, but yeah. I don't know. I'm curious how that ability works now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Really like that though. Really like the how this all kind of shook out. And this is one of the fights that makes sense to me, right? Where it's like, oh, I totally get how they could win. It made sense. I do not know how Garfield's head ass is about to win his fight personally, but we will see. We will see. Also, Sirius, can we like you look kind of at least your teeth are clean. They're nice and white. Yeah. Liliana backstory too. Pretty good. I think it was I'm glad that we got it, because it, of course, like the moment where she came up with the song that she ended up singing, this was a really sweet moment. And it's like, oh, this is what music is, or what'd she say? She said a pretty good line here. This is song. This shit got kind of go hard. This shit could be a computer background, no? Right? And keep the subtitle. This is song. A little dawn, the sky, right? And so it's like, song is capturing this beautiful moment, right? The beauty of nature, the beauty of whatever, right? Because you could also sing a song about like being together with another person. So it's not necessarily nature, but yeah, this was, I think, a very beautiful moment, and I like it because it's so relevant to what's currently going on, right? And I even said as much when the episode was playing, right, about how like this moment hit, and I thought to myself like, oh, this is the song that she's about to sing. Like, we are getting not just the backstory of her as a minstrel, but we are getting the backstory of the song that she's about to sing. That shit that kind of good though, no? That kind of good. I kind of think so, no? Yeah, the answer is yes, it is. So yeah, it kind of has like a dual purpose there. And then it even goes further because it's about the sun, which of course has to do with Priscilla, blah, blah, blah. The simpleton line I already talked about, but I wanted to maybe look at it real quick again, just because I really like that. The way that simpleton acts is most gratifying. A simpleton and a fool are similar, but not the same. And this is her verbalizing her own philosophy of love. Like, this is, or almost as an example of her own philosophy of love, where she's like, this is an individual that is separate from me, a simpleton. She would never call herself a simpleton, of course, but it's gratifying and I enjoy it, right? It's something different. Because I mean, wow, Liliana is such a different individual than Priscilla, right? They act very differently. They're in very different circles. Almost to the point and that's something that I think all the moments we've gotten between the two of them only serve to highlight that it was an unexpected thing for them to like be chill with each other so much and like get along so much. And so for her to be saying like, and love is accepting differences and love is appreciating difference almost. I'm kind of pushing her envelope a little bit there. I wish I could push her envelope. But yeah, to see that with Liliana, or for her to be exemplifying that with Liliana, shows that I think she does love Liliana, and that's really sweet because I think they do love each other, and like, you know, they've just met each other, but they got some deeper emotional connection with each other. That's also why I like the goofy scene of Priscilla stripping. No, because fan service, whatever, right? Like we can all drool. I don't really care that much about drooling over anime characters. I know, I'm not. I know, hang me, right? But what I liked so much about that was like I really like how the moment that it gives to these two characters and like the later kiss, you know, it's like they do love each other. It's like this kind of fangirly, you know, it's almost like a weird kid adopted by the most popular kid. That's kind of like a little bit of the dynamic, but I really like the dynamic they had with each other. And so it's really nice how that dynamic serves as ammunition for Priscilla's points on love, which is her argument against Sirius in the fight. I mean, can you see how smooth that is? It makes so much sense. The story makes sense in its structure, right? It's very clearly trying to go somewhere and say something, which is so nice because so many stories get lost, right? It tries to do so much cool shit or adds needless details. It's like, no, I see how all of these details in these relationships serve a bigger thing that you're trying to create. And that shit, I eat that up. Yeah, it's just sweet. And therefore, I shall reward her efforts. It's like, let me give my girl something in return. And this is the part where she like turns around and like strips and then like goes and starts making out again, right? Oh no, okay. Sorry. I gotta throw in a couple horny things to keep y'all weebs interested, okay? Alright, I know how to communicate to y'all, okay? Sorry. But yeah, so really good episode in that way. Running away from home is a crazy move. I don't know about all that, Liliana. She literally, because your home seemed kind of lit, no? And like it's kind of sad that she literally sees her parents and a kid, and she puts a bag on her head because she doesn't want them to see her, right? She's ashamed that she went to go live her dream and then her dream didn't pan out at all, and so she doesn't want to like show her face to the people that she left it for because it's gonna be so embarrassing. It's like, they're gonna make fun of me because they were right. I don't want to prove them right that we shouldn't have ever come to the city. You know, that's sad. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Poor Liliana. Yeah, I quite like how Liliana's character has gone actually, surprisingly. Because I do think that like, I bet a lot of people don't like her character. I also because like her design doesn't help, especially the like light novel one, which is even more sexualized and like, because at least her design here is at least kind of like unique, you know, as opposed to just wearing like a bra and a thong. Well, not a thong, but you know what I mean. There's at least like some shit going on, right? And so, but it's kind of easy. I feel like it would be easy not to like her, and I kind of, you know, I made fun of her a bit at the beginning, right? Well, I do that for pretty much all characters. You should get used to it by now. But I've actually kind of quite liked the things they've done with her character. And like, I'm usually not like a music person, like with a lot of anime. It usually kind of takes me out of the moment, but I don't think I was taken out of the moment this time. You know, like Liliana in the past singing for like 3 minutes in the middle of an episode. It's like, I'm not here to listen to your performance personally. I'm here for moves to be made and action to be done. And so usually I don't like those scenes too much because it's just kind of like, and maybe it's also because I'm like in front of a camera, so it's like, am I supposed to like nod along to this shit? Like I'm like, yeah, this is kind of groovy. It's like, what do you take me for? Okay, I know I'm a dance monkey dance reactor. That's what I'm supposed to do. But it's like, can we like, this shit is not that lit. Okay, that's kind of how it feels a lot of the time. But like when it's being used to this effect and there's like a fight going on, I quite like the effect to which it was used. in the multitude of ways that I've like described it, you know? So yeah, really good episode, I would dare say. Like really good. Really enjoyed it. I'm now invested in these two, bro. Priscilla getting cut in a bajillion pieces scared me. Was not ready for that. Kiritaka coming out of nowhere. Please be useful now. But hey, I'm glad you got snapped out of your mob beast shit. And yeah, what are the broader implications for all this? Business. I care less. Like stopping Regulus is one thing, but like them being named after the stars, that's some juicy juice pop right there. Okay. But yeah, that's all I really got for this one. In all honesty, I'm gonna be jumping out of here onto the next episode. 12 should be exciting. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe. If you are new, blah blah blah. Comment down below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord and talk to me or the ReZero fans there. But until then, until the next episode. Patreon as well. I know it's the end of the episode, but if you want full opacity, full audio, that's where to find things. Also, just supports your boy. Feel free to throw a few dollars my way to say, yeah, you're trying. I don't mind it personally, but yeah, that's all I got for this one. On to the next. Obviously, then. Peace.